Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jason Brown. We are at Gotham RE Group, and this is the second portion of our training. It is March 3rd, and it just hit noon. On the call with us, we have Ms. Tanae Williams, Mr. Maurice Rodriguez, and Mr. Mandela Muhammad. Thank everybody for calling in and or listening to this afterwards. Okay, cool. So what we're talking about today is a property that we found on 260 Underhill in the Bronx, New York, and we are covering how to pull comps. Okay, so if you saw our last training, you saw how we got to this property and how we found this deal. Ms. Tanae Williams was going through Craigslist and FSBO.com and a few other sites, trying to find owners that have potential deals that we can get in on. Okay, and we came up on this property, which was being marketed by a local real estate broker for a family who has since moved away and are now looking to get rid of this property. Okay, so that brings us up to here where myself was tasked with finding some comps and some more information on the property so we can evaluate whether or not there's a deal here for us as a group. Okay? So the first thing that I did was to simply Google the address, which once again is 260 Underhill in Bronx, New York, 10473 area code, which is in the Soundview section of the Bronx. Okay? So if you look here on the screen, this is the property that we're talking about. It is a manufactured property set on top of a foundation. If we were to actually invest in this property, we would want to build something that looked more like what's exactly next door. So when I pulled the comps, I actually pulled the comps for this property next door, which is 258 Underhill, and not 260 Underhill.
And just to note, when you were mentioning about the fact that it's a manufactured home set on top of a foundation, it's kind of the comparable value sometimes will comp out exactly as a single family residence. But when you really look inside, it's just not as comparable as a single family residence. It depends on each city. Like that property right next door is not a manufactured home. That is a stick built from the ground up home. This property, you know, the lot size and everything, it's exactly the same. And so, you know, like we said, we would probably just tear that down after having looked at all of the damage and everything that's going on with the foundation and everything else, right?
Exactly. And
awesome.
For anyone who doesn't know, when I say pulling comps, that means we are looking for properties that are of comparable value to the property in question. So we're going to be looking for properties that are similar in description. They have a similar amount of bedrooms and bathrooms. They are in the same neighborhood. The closer to the actual property, the better, because you know, sometimes even though you can have within the same neighborhood, 2 blocks can be completely different. So a house on a nice block will have a fairly larger value than a similar property on a troublesome block. Okay, so we're looking, when you're pulling comps, you're looking for something that's as close to what you're talking about as possible in description and in physical location. And you also want to look for something that has sold recently meaning within the last 6 months. Okay, and all of that is in order to give the value of the property once you're going to try to sell it at the end of the day. You want to know for pretty much a fact what you're going to get for it. based upon what's been happening recently with similar homes. Cool? Cool.
I got
So-
one thing that I would like to request though before we get into the comps, which is let's do some research on the property on this video, because since we are going to knock it down and it is a short sale, we need to find out what the tax assessor's value is and what the land value is. So,
okay.
All right, so let's hit the back button on your Google and we can see stuff that comes up. First, we're going to do a little snooping and see how much they have for a mortgage on the house. So let's go into Acres. So what I want you to do is go scroll to the top of the screen. So the first thing that we have to do is actually a little homework before we get into comps. Knowing what our after repair value is. So it says 260 Underhill Avenue, Bronx. Now type block and lot. Okay. So you see right there where it says realdirect.com.
Yes.
Click on that one. Okay, scroll down. So you can see right there, look, court order was filed on 12/15/2014. So it's, okay, Angel Hernandez satisfied their mortgage with Delta Funding in 2007. Angel Hernandez sold the property to Angel Hernandez. Really?
Okay. That's interesting.
For $269,500. So we know that the owner is who?
I'm guessing Angel Hernandez.
Oh, wow! Angel's owned the property since 2005. Okay, so you see right there, it says lot, neighborhood. So it's 2,500 square feet. The dimensions of the lot is 25 feet by 100 feet. And we know that this is the BBL. So now use a different tab. The BBL means in New York, and this is only a New York thing, and this is not applicable any other state. BBL or Acres, or this is just for New York. So go to google.com and type Acres, ACRIS. Search by borough, by parcel identifier. You can click on where it says document search options. You can click on that one. Okay, so then where it says parcel identifier, borough, block, lot, click on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so select borough. The first one is Bronx. And now let's go back to the property report we have from this other company here.
Okay.
Okay, so you see where it says 20345, the BBL. So the BBL, you're gonna highlight 203454. That whole thing. The block part, the borough is 2, so that's what that identifier is. See,
Just so we make
B
that clear
for
everyone who's,
borough, B for block, L for lot, BBL.
So go ahead and search.
Yep, search it. Now this is a public record that we were reading on that other site. So the last mortgage on the property was with Immigrant Bank for $269,500. We know that in January of 2015, there was a court order. Let's look at what that court order on Angel Hernandez, and let's look at what the court order was for. Click on image. So you see who the defendants are? And the reason why all of these defendants are there is because the first mortgager has first right to the property. So even though all of these other people have liens against the property, the first mortgager, Immigrant Bank, is saying, look, we have first mortgage, so I'm going to sue you and all of these other people that's owed for my money first.
I'm going to go to Zillow. Okay, so like I was saying, 258 Underhill Avenue is the property next door. It's more along the lines of what we would like to do with 260 Underhill Avenue. It's 4 beds, 1.5 baths, 1,700 square feet approximately. Now, as we saw before, the lot is 2,500 square feet. If you scroll down some more, you'll see on the right-hand side here, there's some similar homes for sale. 4 bed, 2 baths, 3 bed, 2 baths, but that's not what we're looking at. Because why today? It doesn't matter what's for sale right now.
Exactly.
Well, this is what we're looking for.
Exactly. You see the big difference in the price?
And this is what has sold.
Have you noticed the difference even just from screen to screen? The other screen said, oh, for sale, 350, 350, 350. But what actually, look, 395, 379, 375, 350, 430. Okay, now go down to what's sold. Unfortunately, 260. Oh, but that's a small property. It's only a 2 bed, 1 bath. You got this one that looks a little more comparable for 450. That's pretty good. Last June.
Click this here. See, guys, what says see sale similar to 258 Underhill Avenue. That'll show you exactly where these properties are. So, for instance, this green dot here is our target property. That's your home, our home. And so you can go one by one, which is what I like to do. And you click it, and it'll tell you a little bit about the property, and it will also highlight where that property is in this list down here. So you see I click this, do that again, click, boom, that gets highlighted so we know we're talking about the same property. Okay, so all of these yellow dots are representations of this list that you see here. Okay, so you see these little red and green lists here are showing you how this property is different from the property that we're talking about. So for instance, this one is -1 bedrooms. That means that it has 1 bedroom less than the property that we're focusing on, a half bathroom less, 670 square feet less. So you get an idea of what you're actually comparing when you're comparing. Okay, this is 3 bedrooms more. So as you can see, the price difference is pretty substantial. and that could be based upon, the additional bedrooms, the square footage, the bathrooms, and or the location. But as I said, the locations are all pretty close.
What's your final number that you came up with?
The final number that I came up with was about, let's say, 240,000.
240. Okay. So if right now we need to build a house, it's going to cost us 167,000. When we finish building it, we're going to sell it for 240,000. So therefore, we can only offer the bank.
Go here to homefacts.com. Just wanted to show you guys some other information that I was able to locate. Natural hazards. Hurricane or hail. It is actually not in the flood zone as we had previously thought.
Homefacts.com.
Cool.
Now, you see how many websites we went to find all that different information?
We did realdirect.com, we did acres.com, we did citydata.com, and now homefacts.com and Zillow.com.
That is a lot of websites to go to. We have Property Shark. Give me the address. 260 Underhill
260 Underhill
Avenue. Let me show you what every report, so this is what you have to do from now on. So to answer the question, if you can't afford Property Shark, yeah, you can get all the information for free. But when you're in a profession and this is what you're doing, you have to have the tools. And this is one of the tools that every real estate investor has. So here's the report, guys. Boom. Boom. Those are the two pictures that are out here. I guess this was taken in Halloween.
Halloween time? All right, cool. All right.
Now, boom. Overview. Primary address. Zip code, borough, block and lot. Corner, blah, blah, blah. Floor area, the FAR, all the details. And we have karate chopped the crap out of making a decision on 260 Underhill. We're going to pass. And this will obviously be a lot faster on the next go around because we now have the property shark report. And so the next strategy is going to be to find another property, and then we will be able to make a very quick decision by
Radio.
compiling all of the information expeditiously, efficiently, and thoroughly.
Expediently.
Yep. And then it's ready to rock.